everyone, welcome to this tutorial where we'll be learning to apply this dirty effect, or this halftone effect, to an illustration or photo, because it can also be applied to a photo. So I've already selected my illustration, and the first thing I'm going to do is to open it up in Photoshop. To do so, you can either click on the Open button or go to the top menu and click on File, Open, and this is my illustration. Now let's convert the background layer into a regular layer. It's quite easy. Just click on the logo. See, the name changed from background to layer 0. After that, we're going to convert this layer into a smart object. So, how are we going to do this? Well, right-click on the layer's name and then choose the option Convert to Smart Object. This icon that appeared over here indicates it's a smart object now, okay? The next we're going to do is to adjust the image size. So go to the top menu and click on Image. From this pop-up menu, select the option Image Size. Guys, once this menu is open, make sure that the resample box is checked and the automatic option selected. Then we're going to change the measurement unit from centimeters to pixels. Great. And then here we have the pixels making up our image. In this case, I recommend that vertical images have 2,500 pixels width and 3,500 pixel height approximately. So I'm going to adjust it, okay? Well, as you can see, the quality hasn't been considerably modified. However, if your picture's quality is lower, don't worry, since quality isn't a big deal in this case, and it's not decisive to create this effect. Now let's work with the smart object. To do so, hover over the layer and double-click on it. A new tab will open with the smart object. This time we'll introduce a couple of changes. So, the first one will be to transform the image to white and black. Click on the circle at the bottom of the layer panel, okay? Then select the black and white adjustment layer. After that, we are going to adjust the levels, okay? It's possible that you don't need to do it, okay? But if your picture's contrast is low, you may need to do it, okay? Click again on this button to create another fill or adjustment layer. And in this case, select Levels to create a level adjustment layer. Cool, so in order to adjust the levels, we have to move these 3 sliders. So if we want to modify the level of image shadows, then we would need to move this slider to the right. See? The level of shadows increases. Then, if we want to increase the intensity of level of highlights, we have to move the right slider to the left. In my case, I don't need to modify this level since the image has enough highlights, so I won't move it. We can also play around with the midtones, that's it, grey colors. In this case, we would move the slider in the middle to the left to intensify the shadows or to the right to intensify the highlights. So I'm gonna leave it here at this point, for example. Guys, it's necessary to save the document in order to apply changes, so go to File and Save As. There it goes. So from now on, we are going to save the document using the shortcut Ctrl and S. So guys, go back to the original file and we'll see that the changes introduced to the smart object has also been applied to the original. And And, well, let's add now a filter. So go to Filter at the tab menu and click on Pixelate. Select the option Color Halftone. This window will open. Set all channels to 45. And regarding the maximum radius, let's try with 10. Then hit OK. Cool, so the image has been transformed. Then if we zoom in, we see a dotted pattern making up the image. See? So when we zoom out, we see the whole image. Okay? Okay, I'm going to try with a different radius value. I think dots are too small, so I'm going to set it to 15. Hit OK. Now dots are too big, perhaps. That's why I'm going to set it at an intermediate value, for example, 12. Okay, so 12. Fine. Yeah, I like it now. Well, in your case, play around with the different options and values until you get the result you expect. Between 12 and 15 is fine. And set radius according to your preferences, okay? Let's zoom in and examine the dots. Perhaps they are too round, and it gives me the impression that it's a digital effect. So, if we aim to get a traditional or handmade effect, then we need to deform them slightly. To do so, we are going to apply a filter. So, go to Filter at the top menu and click on Filter Gallery. Once there, make sure there's just one filter on the right. Otherwise, you need to delete them and keep just one of them. After that, adjust the zoom to properly see the dots. Click on the Distort tab and select the filter called Glass. So, select it and adjust the distortion parameter. Set it to 2, more or less. Regarding smoothness, move the slider until you like the result. I think 6 would be fine. Between 5, 6, or even 7. These are fine. So, I used 2 and 6. Then hit OK. And dots aren't that round now. See? Cool. Now we're going to make some other adjustment to the levels. Okay? Guys, don't know if you remember it, but at the beginning of the tutorial, we adjusted the levels to increase the image contrast. And well, now that we like or that we modified the dots and we got the results we want, we can improve it. So we can decide on the suitable levels adjustment for our image. Our smart object is open in this other tab. Don't know if you remember. We opened it at the beginning. However, if you need to open it again because you closed it before or whatever, just double-click on the layer and it'll open in a new tab. Okay? It's really easy. Now I'm going to compare both images. So, go to Window menu, Arrange, and select to up vertical to display the two files on the screen. In order to adjust levels again, click on the Levels Adjustment layer we created previously and move the sliders until getting the desired effect. For example, in this case, I'll intensify the shadows a little bit. In order to see the effect in the original file, we need to save changes, so don't forget that. Again, remember, Ctrl+S or Command S for Mac. Guys, this is the new effect we got, and I think it's better. This time, I'm gonna modify the midtones. Okay. And again, to see the changes, we need to save it. Ctrl+S. Well, I don't really like the result because it's too grey, so I'm going to readjust the levels. So move the slider to the left, and perhaps I need to modify the highlights as well, I don't know. The idea here is to play around with the levels until getting a result that you like. And don't forget to save. Okay, I think it's fine. Yeah, I like it. Once you finish adjusting the levels, let's keep just one document on the screen to work more comfortably. So go again to Window, Arrange, and click on Consolidate all to tabs. Cool, guys, so I think that we finally can start adding color to our illustration. To do so, we're going to work with the gradients. Go to the Adjustment Layers menu, which is this circle at the bottom. Select the gradient option. Once there, click on the gradient sample to open the gradient editor. Okay? Select one of the preset gradients to use as a base. Then click on this color stop to open the color picker and select the color you want. In my case, I'm going to choose blue, that reminds me of the sea, and yellow for the other color, which reminds me to the summer and light. Press OK in all windows, and we got the gradient layer on the illustration. However, we need to change the blend mode to make our image visible. Choose the screen blend mode. Cool. After changing the blend mode, the gradient is successfully integrated into the image. We can also tweak the opacity to check how it looks like. So, move the slider to the point you like. In my case, I like 100% opacity, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Guys, I highly recommend you to play around with blend modes because you may find an effect that you like at the same time that you discover new options. And well, this is the result. I really hope that you liked the tutorial, and I would love you to play around and try this effect with the different illustrations and even photos, okay? See you soon!